guys, for today, so I'm filming my second update for my fall project pan. I'm very excited because I was able to finish off 5 products in this past month, which is fantastic. I feel like I'm close on some products, and then there are actually several things I'm not sure if I'm going to hit my goal on, which is very sad. And that really is because last month and this upcoming month, there were a few days where I filmed like demos of products and I did not use my project pan items in those videos. And again, I do think that will be happening this coming month as well. So I am going to do my best and we'll see what happens. Like I said, I really want to finish 100 makeup products this year, and in previous years I have had no concern with finishing that goal, but I do not actually think I'm going to make it this year, which is really sad. I think I'm going to be close, probably in the 90s, but I don't think I'm going to hit 100. I only have a little bit of time left to do so. So let's start by talking about the things that I finished. The first is the primer I rolled into last update. This is the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. I did actually stick a Q-tip down in there to get out all the product. So I actually liked this one a little bit more this time than I had in years past. I've heard that this is just incredible for oily skin. I don't think it is, but this does have like a thin consistency. It feels very smooth, but it doesn't feel slippery. So I like this, would not repurchase it. I will use it up if I get another. And then I went through this so quickly in like a week or two. This is the One Size Ultimate Setting Powder in Translucent Light. This was just a deluxe size sample and I just blew through it. I did not like this. I felt like it kind of clumped up on my skin, but I like to apply loose powder with a damp sponge, and Patrick applies this with a powder puff. So with a powder puff, I think it definitely could apply differently, because I did start applying this with a brush and it looked a lot better. It gave a little bit of coverage, gave a little bit of like a mattified effect, made my skin look really airbrushed. I think it was very pretty. I just can't apply it the way that I like to apply loose powder, so I won't be repurchasing that. But I went through it so fast, like that was kind of sad, as much as I'm happy to like be going through things. Next is something that I knew that I would finish because it was very close. This is the Benefit Hoola Quickie Contour Stick. At my last update, I had scooped out all of the product that was down below that was not accessible straight from the packaging. I put it in a sample jar, which I've cleaned out. I can't like get these stains out right around the rim, but that's okay. So that is all cleaned out. I feel so good about this. I have used up 3 powder bronzers this year, a mini liquid and a mini cream bronzer, which makes me feel incredible. And I think next year I want to try to pan my oldest liquid and cream bronzer, and we'll see how that goes. I got into the routine this year a little bit, so I think it will be easier to incorporate, and then I can still play around with my powder bronzer. So we'll see how it goes, because I know the ones that I'm planning on have a lot of product. But anyway, this was awesome. I really like the consistency of this. It was super easy to blend out. This shade was a little too warm and orangey. I definitely think I was able to make it work with the way that I applied it. And if you're wondering how I apply, recently I filmed a video where I was testing influencer makeup brands, and I was testing out the Persona bronzer stick, and I showed you guys how I apply cream bronzer. So I will have that video linked in the cards if I remember, if I don't, remind me, so you guys can see my application for cream bronzer. It's not something that you can purchase anymore. Unfortunately, it was discontinued. I would love for them to re-release this in all 4 shades that as perfectly as possible match the powder bronzers. This was very warm tone and the original Hoola is not. So feels super good to have this used up. It was a little older in my collection, and it's just like such an accomplishment for me for finishing up a product of that type. Next, we knew this would be done. This is my MAC Fix Plus Matte Setting Spray. This was in my year-long project pan. I have so many markings on it because I've been working on this for a while, and we were right there at the last update, all gone. I like this, but it does have like actual powder in it, and it does leave little powder droplets on my face. The Too Faced Peach Perfect does the same thing, and I really just take a little brush, like a little blending eyeshadow brush, and just like blend over it, and you know, it blends into the skin, works totally fine. I will not repurchase. I prefer the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I use so many other matte products. I'm not so worried about a matte setting spray. Obviously it wouldn't, you know, work for me to use a dewy one, But like Urban Decay All-Nighter works just fine. So I won't repurchase this, but it feels so good to have that used up. And I will take off all the markings so that I can back to MAC that. And then the last thing I used up is something that I also rolled in last month, and that would be the Fresh Sugar Advanced Therapy Lip Balm. I had already started using this before I put it in the project, and I decided to add it in. So here it is, all gone. I will insert what it looked like last month. I go through these very quickly. They're super thin and slippery and gone in a flash, so that's how I was able to get through it. I would never purchase these. I would love to get them as freebies to use them up, but I actually wouldn't even use my points on them, because if you told me that I could have a free lifetime supply of fresh lip balms or EOS lip balms, free lifetime supply, I would pick the EOS. I just like that formula better. This is a no. I feel like everybody's over EOS, but I still love them. I actually don't like the ones in the egg. I feel like the formula is different and goes bad quicker and gets little bumpies on it. So the stick version is where it's at for me. So now on into the products I'm still working on, as well as my add-ins. So I only have two add-in products. So for my primer, I actually picked the smallest primer I had in my collection, and this is the Dermablend Poresaver Matte Makeup Primer. It only has 3 mils or 0.1 fluid ounce, and the Hourglass had 3.6 mils or 0.12 ounces. So I again went through this in a month. I'll be able to get through this in a month as well. And again, it would just feel good to have another primer used up. I used it for the first time today. It is a little similar to this, except a little bit more slippery, but it felt fine. It definitely was different than I expected for a matte primer, but I liked it. So we'll see what I think after I use it up, because I'm going to, although a little does go a long way, but like I'm gonna power through. And then I have my primer spray, which I should have showed first, but here we are. This is my 1 ounce size of the original MAC Fix Plus. So we have intro, first update, second update. I did make more progress over this past month, which is good. I'm a little nervous about finishing this in time. I am gonna have to use it as a primer and a setting spray, which I will do, but I did already start working on this little mini setting spray, Urban Decay All-Nighter. This has half a fluid ounce or 15 mils, and this has 30 mils. So this is, well, duh, this is half the amount of product you get in here. So I don't know. We'll see. I would like to get them both used up. I don't know if it's going to happen, so I should probably just switch my focus to this, but we'll see. I'm not going to overuse it though. Next, we have what I'm using for my foundation, and these are concealers that I'm using in combination that I've been weighing. I went a little too light with the color combo today. Please forgive me. And I told you guys in my last update that I was going to pull out the stopper and then put on the screen the weight after I pulled out the stopper. Well, I tried for all 3 of my concealers that I'm using. I was only able to get the stopper out of the ColourPop. So I like beat up my hand trying to get the other ones out. So then I waited a while, and you know, like a week later, or not even, a couple days later, I tried again. So I used these each like 2 times before I pulled the stopper out, and I did weigh it after I took the stopper out. So it's gonna be as accurate as I could get it. And I've been leaving these sitting upright to try to settle, but there is still product on the side, so I'm not able to get the most accurate depiction of how much product I have left by looking at the packaging, but again, I did weigh it. So first I have the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the Swan shade, and I'm estimating that I'm about around here when I hold it up to the light. And at my intro, this weighed 2.327 ounces. Last update was 0.252, but after I took out the stopper, it was 2.183. Now it is 2.135. So I have used up a good bit of this, and I know that a lot of the weight has to do with the packaging, because I can tell it's heavy. But when you take out the stopper, you can see how much product I have, but it literally starts right here. So that shows me that I am pretty far down in the packaging. Maybe not as far as I thought I was, but pretty far down, so that feels good. So I'm using it as a foundation. I'm going through it quicker, but we'll see. I feel like I put on too much today, or I just still have that Jouer foundation in my sponge. I need to make sure I wash my sponge today, but I'm actually nervous about finishing that. We'll see. And then I had my ColourPop No Filter Concealer in Fair 00, which is the whiteout shade. And there's really not much product in here at all. It's mostly on the sides. But I don't have to use much of this or else I'll get too pale like I did today. So at the intro, this weighed 0.725 ounces. First update was 0.714. After I took out the stopper, it was 0.695. Now it is 0.688. So you can tell that I used it, which is fantastic. Then for my under eye concealer, again, these markings are just a guesstimation by holding it up to the light. This is the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue concealer in the shade number 3 Fair. So I initially, like when I rolled it in, I believe marked up here, and this is where I have it marked now. And you can see I actually don't have much product. I mean, there's product on the wand, but it's not caked on there. It's mostly just on this doe foot. And when I look down there, I am definitely very, I'm trying to see where I can stop seeing my finger. Yeah, I may have mismarked a little bit. I think it's a little bit more above there, but still you really can't, like, it looks like I don't have as much left, which is great, but this is a pretty full coverage concealer, so I don't need to go too crazy. And intro, this weighed 1.307 ounces. First update was 1 ounce exactly. Took out the stopper, it was 0.967. Now it is 0.940. So again, you can tell that I made some progress there, which is great. I don't know if I'm gonna finish any of those, but I really am trying my best. Then for my powder, this is the Dermablend Translucent Lucidity Powder. I've been using this to set my under eyes and my face since I used up the one size, and I'm going to continue to do that until I finish this. And I definitely think I'm on track to do so. I wasn't so sure at first. So here are my markings from intro, first update, and second update. So again, using it on face and under eyes, of course, I went through it much quicker. So I do think this will be finished by the finale, which is very exciting. Next is something that is not going to be done. I'm not going to stop using it, although I will be testing some other cream shadows this month, but I'm still going to use this, but this is going to roll over into my winter project pan, unfortunately. This is my Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Intense Moonlight mixed with a little bit of Laura Mercier Intense Rose Gold and Bobbi Brown Golden Pink. So I have used up some more of this. Again, I'll put a picture on the screen so you guys can see where I was at. But yeah, still a lot left. And I feel like when I put my brush in here, it just kind of moves it around and it doesn't, you know, just pick up a bunch of product automatically. But I need to finish this in winter or it's going to dry out. I do have some Inglot Duraline that I can mix in there just to rehydrate if necessary, but this will not be finished. I definitely bit off more than I could chew with this, but that's okay. I'm happy to be getting a head start on it. Then for my lip products, when I finished up that Fresh Sugar Lip Balm, I started using this little deluxe sample of the Jack Black Intense Therapy Lip Balm in Natural Mint and Shea Butter. I'm not putting this in the project because I know this will not be finished in a month. This will take maybe 2 months to use up, usually like a month straight from the tube, and then I'll cut it open and get out a bunch more product just because of this thick texture. But I am using this as a lip balm, but I'm trying not to do it too much so that I can focus on finishing this. Look how much I've jacked this up. I'm so close. I am like hurting my hands getting this out, but I will finish this by the end of the week. I only have a couple more uses left. I'm filming this on a Wednesday. This will be finished by Monday. I feel very confident, and I'm trying to put this on as lip balm, not as colored lip product. Again, while I'm working, I'm not using this too much around my son because I don't want it to get all over him. So that's when I'm using the Jack Black, but I really am trying to focus on this. This is the Wonder Beauty Lip Retreat Oil in Skinny Dip, the nude shade. So this will definitely be used up, but I'm trying to use this as a lip balm. That way, before my meetings, I'm putting this on. I actually did use it a couple of times, not enough. This is my Buxom Full On Lip Cream in Hot Toddy. So intro, and this is where I am now, a ton left. If I really put my mind to it, I do think it's possible that I finish this up. If I can finish these, I will feel good because these are rollovers from last year. and nothing else is a rollover. So I will feel happy about that. So I really have to focus on these. Again, I do not want to overuse them because I won't feel good. I'll feel like I cheated myself. I'll feel like I cheated you, and I don't want to do that. But I will try to make myself put this on before every meeting and then use this as lip balm, which again, this will be done in a couple of days. Like, I wanted it to be done before this update, but wasn't quite there. So guys, that is my progress on all of the items in my fall project pan. Super happy that I was able to finish up 5 things. We'll see what else I can finish up by the finale. You know, I think these 2 for sure. I'm not 100% confident about anything else, unfortunately, and that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff that I might not hit my goal on, which is a shame. I felt pretty confident when I added everything in, but when I'm only wearing makeup maybe 8 days in a month because of the videos that I'm filming, you can only make so much progress without using so much product that you're wasting, and I really don't want to do that. So I can't wait to see what the world is like next year, what work is like for me, so I can see, you know, how my panning might change. But anyway guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.